Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Sharni. In today's video, I'm going to talk about all the books that I read up till now this year. It's kind of a mid-year analysis. Only the fact that it is not mid-year and I am very late to this thing. Honest confession, I have not read many books this year. And in this video, I'm actually not going to talk about the ebooks or the arcs that I read because that is going to be a all over video later in the year. But in this video, I'm going to talk about all the physical books I read up till now, which are not many. It's very less because of my exams, my academics, everything. And also, I'm not living at home, I'm away from home. I'm not going to do it in a chronological order because I seriously don't remember the chronological order. So let's begin with Halloween Party. There is a Halloween party, children are invited, and one of them gets Poirot comes to investigate because Poirot's friend was actually part of the party and she gets alerted about it and she brings Poirot in to investigate the case. So Poirot investigates. Now, this one, I had high hopes from this book. The plot twist was amazing, everything was perfect, but there was a little bit of confusion that I felt while naming and placing the characters because there were too many characters probably, which confused me. And the ending was so complicated and cumbersome that I could not really place it properly. Maybe that's the reason I did not really like it, but overall, it was a great book. Next book is Days at the Torunga Cafe. Three stories, separate stories, but interconnected stories in this book about the people who work at the Torunga Cafe. And each story signifies a part of their life that they're trying to convey to us. Beautiful reads. The last one is what is left to be read. And I just know I'm going to cry at the last part. So I think that's why I have been ignoring this book. But I will read it, hopefully. Also, Satoshi Yagisawa has a very beautiful way of making these cozy Japanese novels where there is a cafe, there is a beautiful, utterly hidden street, and people who are just so comforting in some sense. Like, whenever I read his books, I just imagine this beautiful place where there are books all over and a coffee in my hand. Just imagine that's so cozy. It's like the perfect winter read. It's like the perfect summer read. It's like the perfect autumn read. Like you can read his books anytime. This is one of them, and the other, which is my favorite, is the Morisaki Bookshop, the two parts. That's also like I love that book. Next is a book that I recently finished. It's The Midnight Train. I have read The Midnight Library, and that is like one of my most favorite books of all time. That book really, I felt that book. For some people, these two books can be a little superficial, I would say, because it goes into the magical realm a little and like it is not very logical in any sense. But if you look into it, there are life lessons that you can get from these books, and that is the part that I really love. So this book is about this guy, Wilbur, and so the story starts with his death. When he dies, he gets on this train, which is the midnight train, which takes him through all the important glimpses of his life till he reaches eternity. And through those important glimpses, he realizes that he regrets many parts of his life that he could have done better. For the fame and for the popularity, he gave up a version of himself that was loved by all. And that is something that was the doom to his existence. So at the end of his age, he was extremely lonely and he had no idea what to do with himself. But when he dies, he realizes that what mistakes he did, he could have easily fixed, but he could not. That's the story. It's not a sad one. There is a twist in the book that gives it a happy ending, kind of, which is the part that might be a little superficial, but it really gives you the life lessons that you need. The next book that I read is Love Arranged. This is the third book in the Lakefront Billionaire series. It's about Lily and Lorenzo, and they both are fake dating. Not fake dating, even it's fake relationship, where Lily is like the sweetheart of the town and Lorenzo is standing for the mayor position for a very, very important reason. So when Lily's shop is threatened to be broken down, like the entire street is threatened to be broken down and made into something else by another of the candidates, she gets scared. So she joins hands with Lorenzo because making Lorenzo win is the only way that she can keep her shop. And that is how the story starts. But also, they both have history together. Next book that I read is Hercule Poirot's Christmas. This is the plot twist I'm talking about. I have read all kinds of plot twists in Agatha Christie's books, where the victim is the culprit, where the protagonist is the culprit. But this one, I did not even imagine that to happen because insanity. Like how I have trust issues after reading this book. So this book is about a Christmas get together in the Lee family. Simon Lee is like the head of the family and he has sons, many sons, and their wives, and he invited all of them under the same house. And they all are not really doing well relationship wise among each other like the brothers. So there is a little tense situation going. And through this book I came to realize that Simon Lee is someone who is very ruthless kind of person. He really just thinks about himself. Everybody in the family kind of hates him. Technically I knew that he was going to get, but and I thought that it was going to be one of the family members. It was one of the family members, but in a weird twisted way. That's what I'm going to say, nothing else. You need to read this book. This is like the top 10 recommendations of Agatha Christie books that I'll say. Next book that I read is The Mysterious Affair at Styles. I read a lot of Agatha Christie this year because I enjoy her books. It is easy for me to read her books rather than any other complicated books because the plot is just solving the case and it's enjoyable. I love her plot twists, I love her endings, I love the characters. So this is a more recent read, like I read it 2 3 days ago, and I know it's not exactly a mid-year read, but I'm making this video now. It's my video. This book happens in Styles, a place, and this book is like the first in this in Poirot's list. So this is where we are first introduced to Poirot, who is a French detective, very popular among the police. And Hastings is who shows us, like introduces us to Poirot through this book. So Hastings is at Styles to visit a friend of his. So while he is there, the friend's mother gets off and no one has any idea who did it. Some of them think that it is the husband, but really they can't tell who did it. So Hastings decides to contact Poirot because Poirot is also in town and he is actually one of the French men this woman helped during a certain crisis. So Poirot is actually very grateful for her. And when he comes to know that she is off, he takes the matter in his own hands and tries to solve the case. The case is so confusing at first because everybody pinpoints the husband, but then the husband is not. And then the confusion begins because who else? The way it was solved, it was very intense. And the best part of this book was it has two endings. So Agatha Christie wrote one ending at first and then she realized probably that's not a good one, so she wrote the second ending which got published. So this has the unpublished ending also in the book. And after I read both endings I realized that they both have the same outcome, but it is written in a different way. I realized that the second ending that she wrote is exactly the classic Poirot style. I think that is where she got the grip, the style that Poirot will continue in his next investigations. Like it's the classic Poirot where he makes everyone sit in a room and talks. That is the ending that I love. And the first, like the unpublished ending, was basically Poirot talking about the solving in front of the court, which is not really a very logical ending because I feel like at court people are going to ask you questions and ask you for proof, but they are just believing whatever Poirot was saying, which is not really how court works. So that was a bit superficial. So I'm so glad that Agatha changed that ending because I'm not joking. The next book is Agatha Christie's After the Funeral. This I read a whole lot time ago, and I really liked this book. This book did not have the shocking plot twist that I was waiting for, but there was something so subtle about the ending that it did make me rethink every life decision. This book talks about the complexity of bonds and how rumors and lies can ruin everything, even someone's life. This book also talks about like the complex human mindset and how, like, if even if we think that something is wrong, like our mind thinks that something is wrong, we can't really pinpoint what exactly is wrong. So that is the kind of mentality that was used in this book, and that psychological part of human mind, I enjoyed reading that. Last and final book, that physical book that I read till now this year, is The Stranger by Albert Camus. It has two names, I believe. The Stranger is one of them, and the other one is The Outsider. It's about this guy who feels like an outsider in his own life. Like, he doesn't know how to react. He doesn't really react to anything. He has no opinions. He feels nothing. He just lets everyone else lead his life. And at first, that was a little frustrating for me to read because, like, what the hell? Make your own decisions. But then I felt like that is probably how he is built, or that is like how life has made him. Like, whatever happened with him in life has made him like that. And even though that is a little sad, that is also true because life really sucks everything out of us. And there are very, very deep lines in this book, lines that really stuck to me, and I have marked all of them. I rarely mark books, but this one was a beautiful, beautiful read, and I feel like everyone should at least once read this book.